Good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Kayak Bass Live on a Tuesday night at 7 late p.m. I apologize about the tardiness. I think I figured out what my problem is with my internet. It's my stupid router. I'm hardwired. I have a really long Ethernet cord that I plugged in to the back of my Mac, and everything looks like it's running a lot better. Connection's a lot smoother. Even Jim said my picture's a lot clearer. So looks like I'm going to be running to Best Buy here after we're finished, and I'm going to go buy a new router because this is super stupid. So now because of that, my Wi-Fi was crap, so I came in here and I hardwired in here. So that's why I'm in my kitchen. I'm in the kitchen table. There's a pantry behind me. Had to kick my children out of here, and they're kind of pissed, but life moves on. I'm daddy. I make the rules, right? Anyways, we are live. I don't have Wi-Fi, so I don't have my iPad with questions rolling in, seeing everybody's tune in. But I imagine it's going, and I'll bring them up here a little bit later. So, thank you for tuning in. I want to remind everybody we archive the show on YouTube. So head on over there. If there's an episode we've made in the past, go on there, check it out. And hear me tilt my. There we go. Got to see my fancy schmancy hat. So we archive the show on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe, give us a like, thumbs up on all the videos. It'd be super fantastic and appreciated. And while you're on the interwebs, go ahead and follow us on Instagram while you're at it. As we move through the year, we're going to try to utilize Instagram as much as we can, including the live feature, and use the hashtag Kayak Bass Live with an opportunity to be featured here on Kayak Bass Live. Granted, we don't have David tonight. David had to work. Otherwise, we would bring up an Instagram post and share it right now. But we don't have him on. And it's too clumsy for me to try to do it while operating everything else, producing and everything. So we'll just leave it at that. So I want to give an apology to Brandon Keene. Last week, we had him on here, but I forgot to change the graphic on the stream. So when everybody got on, it said this week on Kayak Best Live was Matthew Brandon. It was last week's graphic. I forgot to change it and have it bring his. So I apologize to Brandon Keene and those who are watching that. So my error. How you guys like that Enigma logo on there? My hat's gross and dirty, so I figured, hey, what next best thing? Just put the logo on the screen, and made a quick little commercial. I'm planning on making maybe a better one, but that was pretty thrown together, and I think it turned out all right. Hopefully you guys liked it. So with that, remind everybody, get signed up for the June No Limit online photo contest. For those of you guys who are in Tennessee, California is California and can very, I think the word bureaucratic. Anyways, and we don't want to call it a tournament, so it's a photo contest. So our anglers submit a photo of their fish, and so online photo contest, the June No Limit online photo contest. All fish over 12 inches count. We are it's the first tournament on Tourney X that has a no limit. So every fish you catch counts, and it's running from June 1st through the 30th. It's $25 to enter. Granted, it's limited only to the western states, but if you guys are interested in doing some of that back over there somewhere, contact Dwayne Wally and he'll get you set up. It may actually be integrated into the system already. I really don't know. I haven't asked. But right now there's 26 anglers signed up, and the sign-up's in on the 15th. So get over there, sign up. You've got like 9 days left. So get over there, sign up for that, and check it out. I do have the current leader. The current leader currently is Steve Buchner with 408 inches for 28 fish. That's a lot of fish. 28 fish, 408 inches. All of them count. Current big fish is Noah Stevens with a 21.5 incher. So congratulations. Those guys are leading it so far. Reminder also, the Big Old Pig year-long big fish photo contest is going as well. That's $15, and it ends on December 15th. So if you're out there, get signed up for the Big Old Pig year-long big fish photo contest while you're at it. A reminder, we got the Kelsey Bass Ranch Kayak Invitational coming up. The 20 anglers have been selected. They were selected last week, and I believe we're on like the third or fourth alternate right now, because other people couldn't make it. So I believe it's the third one. So Justin Martin Del Campo Jr. is the current alternate who is now in the spot. I believe Morgan Swisher is next in line, so he's number one alternate right now. But contact Steve Melander, Modelo Kayak Angler, and let him know you're going to be there. And if you can't make it, also let him know so that way we can let the next guy down. We have with Morgan Swisher, and then William Finks is the next guy in line. After that, we got to redraw for more alternates. So, so it's gonna be a great event. Looking forward to it. Kelsey Bass Ranch is a pretty cool little lake, and you're gonna want to, stay tuned and check out how the guys do out there. So with that, the upcoming events across the nation this week, we got the KBF Trail events on one's on Caddo Lake, Caddo. Hope I said that right, and the other one is on Pymatuning Reservoir. Hope I said that as well. That's a Kayak Anglers Western PA event. And then there's also the Cats event on Lake Travis. So there's 3 pretty big events going on, in addition to probably some other ones across the nation, some smaller ones, but those are the ones that I made note of. Next week, the KBF Trail on CJ Strike. And then there's a River Bassin Regional, Parkersburg, West Virginia, and the Kayak Anglers of Central PA has a tournament on Susquehanna River. So we've got events coming up. Everybody get out there, sign up, participate. Let's go on, move on to some results. The KBF Trail event on Lake Whitney. Third place went to Santos Zapata, 85.5 inches. Second, Christopher England, 90.25. He had the big fish of 22.25. Jason Del Freze, hope I said that right, 95.5 inches. Captured the W. Peconic River System had a tournament as well, another KBF Trail. Third place was Derek Weinstein with 71 inches. And then, I hope I say this right, Renee Klager, 73.25. Anthony Notar Roberta. Some of these names, I swear. 75.5 inches, got the W. Congratulations to you. Big fish went to Kenwood with a 17 3/4 inch fish. Reelfoot Lake, third place went to Carl Hudson, 74.5. Second place, Ben Spangler, 76.5. And Jeff Malott, I believe that's how you say his name, 78 3/4 inches, captured the W. Big fish went to Brad Case with a 20 1/4 inch big fish. Summit Lake, there's a lot of tournaments that went on this past weekend. Summit Lake, Chris Whitehill, 81 inches. He had the big fish of the event with 18 3/4. Richie McMichael, 81 1/4, and Marty Hughes, 82 1/4, captured the W. Third place, Bella Vista Lakes, Cody Milton, 74 inches, big fish of 24 3/4 inches. That is a big fish to anchor not a super big bag, but wow. 74 inches, Cody Milton, third place. Chris Jones, 74 1/4. Dwayne Beatty, 76 3/4. Congratulations to you, Dwayne Beatty. Carolina Kayak Anglers, Ricky Rowland, our boy. We've had him come on here after his KBF Trail event. He's qualified, and he later went on to win the Open there at Kentucky Lake, simultaneously running with the National Championship. And he captured third place, right? Yeah, third place. 49 3/4 inches for the CKA event on Baden Lake. Matt Hodge, HAWJ, 50 inches, got second place. PC Hodge, 54 3/4 inches, captured the W out there. Big fish went to Mikey Hang with a 20 1/4 inch fish. Kayak Angler Central PA, Oneida Lake, Mark Riley, 87 1/4 inches. Matt Lacey, 87 3/4 inches, with a big fish of 20 1/2 for the event. And Jeff Bobbitt, 90 1/4 inches, captured the W. All right, so that was a lot. I feel like I just kind of rambled through those. Maybe I need to cut some of those out. I don't know. But I think guys like hearing their name shouted out, and we've got events going on. So big shout out to all the winners of all those events. Want to plug the giveaway. Remember to share the stream for opportunity to win some Trapper hooks. And like the stream, share it, comment, participate, ask questions for Jim. I'm sorry, Jim. For Jim, and that helps us spread the word, spread the love, let people know what we are doing, and we're trying to grow the sport here. Looks like I accidentally hit something here. All right, I fixed it. All right. So share the stream for opportunity to win some Trapper hooks. With that, I'm going to play a quick commercial from Trapper Tackle, and then we will bring on the man of the hour, Mr. Jim Flowers. So we will be right back. What I wanted. There we go. Hit the wrong button. I apologize. Welcome everybody, Mr. Jim Flowers, the winner of the KBF Tennessee Saturday shootout on Priest Lake, and my headache is finally going away. My ibuprofen is kicking in. Yeah, we won't talk about me. Anyway, so welcome. Let's go ahead and give a rundown on the top five. The top five for the event. In fifth place was Derek Bostick. I hope I say his name right. If I say it wrong, I apologize. 62 3/4 inches. Ben Meredith also had 62 3/4 inches, so I'm guessing Ben had a bigger fish. He had fourth place, and then we had Cody Harder with 64 1/2. Russ Snyders with 66 1/2 inches. and Mr. Jim Flowers was 68 1/4, and a big fish of 22 3/4 inches. You got quite the like a 6 or 7 pounder? Is that about how big she was?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, right on. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
We will get into the win. But I got a series of standard questions I pretty much ask everybody, but it keeps things simple and give me something to go off of, so it makes it a little bit easier on me when I run an outline. So let's go ahead and start off with some basics, man. What do you actually do for a living, Mr. Jim Flowers?
My family owns and operates a nursery here in Nashville, Tennessee. We grow bedding plants, vegetables, perennials, hanging baskets, herbs, just all kinds of plants. We have 9 greenhouses and a garden center on our farm. I grow sorghum in the summer, process it and cook syrup in the fall. And then during deer season, we process deer. We're one of the largest deer processors in Tennessee. We process about 3,500 deer a year.
Woo! That's more than a lot of populations of many towns in the United States.
Most of Tennessee.
Heck yeah, that's what, damn near a deer for every person that lives in Tennessee?
No, we got a few people.
Guess aren't that big of a state. Maybe Rhode Island, maybe. Let me see if I can figure out a way to bring this stream up so I can. That's not what I wanted. Oh, yeah. I apologize if I have my head down. I know I got fumbling through a lot of different things currently, but people are listening. So let's go ahead. I'm listening too. I got my headphones in. So actually, man, how did you actually get started fishing? That's a pretty standard question to ask everybody.
I started fishing when I was very young, like most people. My dad would take me fishing as a kid, and then it got more serious as I got into high school. I had a really close friend that fished a few tournaments. His grandfather owned a boat company and taught him how to fish, so we'd go fishing in the afternoons. Then once I got to college, I fished on a collegiate team, started fishing tournaments, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Everybody has either pretty much it's their dad or that one knucklehead friend, right?
Yeah, I've got a lot of those.
So that's how you got started in fishing. But what got you into kayak fishing, man? What started that bug?
I fished out of a canoe for a long time, and I've always thought it'd be really cool to fish out of a kayak. I probably thought that long before kayak fishing became the thing to do, but I just never got a kayak. The opportunity came up where I got a kayak, got my first kayak, got out there, fell in love with it. I mainly wanted to get into kayak fishing to fish smaller rivers and stuff, but ended up getting into fishing some lake tournaments, something I didn't think that I would get into, but ended up enjoying it. But like I said, kayak fishing has just exploded, so everything involved with it has kind of exploded along with it. So it's been a roller coaster.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of same thing that happen a lot of gentlemen out there, and this ladies too, right? What kayak clubs and circuits are you currently fishing, man?
I fish KBF, a few of their tournaments. Trying to fish all the KBF TN tournaments. Hopefully going to be able to fish a couple other tournaments and other clubs like Central Tennessee Kayak Anglers and clubs like that. But that's pretty much it as far as the clubs I fish in tournaments.
All right, hold on a second, everybody. It's going to give me noise, and I killed it. Okay, I got it. I had to open the stream on my computer. Otherwise, if I don't warn everybody, it's going to. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead, man. I apologize for interrupting you there.
I was done.
Oh wow, we got a lot of comments already. Okay, so With that, man, what kayak are you fishing out of right now?
Right now I'm fishing out of a Jackson Cuda HD.
Right on. Are you fishing any other one, or just that's the pretty much that's the?
I've got a Coosa HD also, but I mainly fish my tournaments and lake tournaments out of the Cuda HD. It's a much faster boat. I like to fish the rivers and swifter water in the Coosa HD. It's much more comfortable in rivers and much more stable.
A little more nimble.
A little bit more nimble, yeah. It can turn on the dime.
Yeah, I had one of those back in the day.
Yeah, it's good boats.
Yeah, my buddy Cody, he's probably watching her now. He bought it from me, and now he renamed her. He calls her Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Cody. Right on. So let's go ahead and talk about your win, man. Where is Priest Lake?
It's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, it's actually in Nashville.
In Nashville.
Wow.
It's right between Nashville and Murfreesboro. So.
Oh, right on. Cool. That helps us. Those of us who are geographically challenged or don't know, everybody knows Nashville, Tennessee, man. That's the country music capital of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's probably one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, it's the Hollywood of country music. That's what I don't know. Anyways, coming from California, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. So, what would you consider Priest Lake as the kind of fishery it is, man?
It really is a kind of a hybrid lake. Up lake it's very much a shallow river style lake. You've got the river channel, and that's pretty much the only deep water. Down lake, it's all rock, deep water. A lot of smallmouth down lake, a lot of largemouth up lake. It's really a kind of a hybrid lake. It's not all deep clear water, but then you can go not too far and be in stained river water. So you can go not too far and be in the best of both worlds.
There you go. That's what I wanted. It's not for that reason. It's not really streaming the comments on here, which is weird. Maybe nobody's saying anything. I don't know. Somebody comment something somewhere. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll see it. Maybe I won't. Anyways, like I said, it's really awkward because usually what I have I'll bring my iPad out and I can watch this. I can watch the comments on there, but it's not because I don't have Wi-Fi plugged in, hardwired. I killed my router. I have no idea what's going on. But anyways, moving on. So what kind of structure is all across the lake, man? Is it like got a lot of rock and a lot of wood and
a lot of rock down lake? There's some standing trees in the channel. Of course, they're underwater, but they're still standing on the river channel. The further you go up lake, the muddier the banks get. You get a few rocks, lots of wood laying down, trees laying down in the river. It's nothing like you see in Texas where you have like standing timber or anything like that, but it's basically rocks and gravel and mud.
Mud. Yeah, a lot of our reservoirs out here, at least they're pretty much just that's all it is rock. Not a whole lot of wood, but when you find wood, there's just usually big fish around it, or there's tons of boats on it, and you just have to go find some different rock.
Yeah,
you got big rock, you got little rock, you got boulders bigger than your house.
There's nothing like that in Priest, I don't think. Maybe a little bit of bluffs, but
let's see. Yeah, okay. So now I bring it up on my phone, and now I can see all the comments. So lovely. Hoping it's right. You know, it's showing me a black screen, but all I need to see is the comments. I don't care about any other stuff. Can you see me now? You guys are so funny. The comments on there. All right. So, what kind of water temps you guys have out there? Is your guys like spawn over? Is it?
Yeah, the spawn's over with. The water temperature's in the low 80s ish. Bite's been good the last week or two.
Right on.
Bite's really good.
So they're kind of like in that post spawn feeding gorge frenzy kind of thing.
Yeah. Top water's been excellent in the mornings and the evenings, and really, I mean, this tournament we had last Saturday, people caught them on everything. People caught them cranking. People caught them on shaky heads. People caught them on jigs. I mean, just a number of different ways. People caught them doing everything, really.
Right on. Looking forward to that on the Delta because our fish are still in a funk. But I think everywhere's in all different stages. We got probably guys up north that they're still dealing with really cold water. So we gotta be thankful we have water. We don't have ice.
Yeah, y'all had quite the drought going on last year.
Oh, you guys did too?
No, y'all did.
Oh yeah. All of our my favorite lake, dude, was like at 11% of its full capacity.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was practically a little creek. It wasn't much left. But yeah. Right on. So, what kind of structure of water, man? What were you keying on? What was the ticket in your success?
The ticket the pattern I found, it had more to do with shade than anything. It was really hot that day. The sun was out. The sun was beating down. I caught the vast majority. I don't think I caught any fish that was out in the sun. They were all in the shade.
Oh, right on.
Holding tight to structure.
That made your day a little bit less miserable. You don't have to worry about the sunscreen so much because you're fishing in the shade.
Well, I wasn't fishing in the shade. I was fishing in the shade. I was in the sun.
Made you want to get up under there, though, I bet.
It did. It made me want to get under there bad.
Right on. Yeah, this fish, they have no eyelids. People don't really think about that, but my dad always pointed out to me that bass, they don't have eyelids. So
yeah, the sun hurts their eyes just like it hurts our eyes.
Yeah, so they have like no. He said he's literally watched a bass be like on one standing tule. Our tule, we call a lot of people, they're called tules out here. A lot of places are called a reed. But he's seen a bass literally use the shade of a single, basically put itself right next to the reed and use the reed to block out the sun. And then as the sun moved, the fish would move.
They
around a single blade of tule, a single tule or single reed. That's pretty crazy.
That's great.
Yeah. The things you see when you spend a lot of time in the water, right? But anyways, moving on. So the shade was a ticket, man. If shade was a ticket, what lures and techniques, man? What did it for you? What were you throwing into that shade?
I was throwing a 6-stick by Power Team Lures, wacky rigged on a 3/32 ounce wacky rig hook, and it fell really slow. I don't know how much you know about Power Team Lures, but their plastic is like neutrally buoyant, so no matter what you put it on, it just falls really slow and natural. So I just threw it up in there and shake it a little bit, and usually they hit it on the very first fall. I'd shake it 2 or 3 times, reel it in, cast again. Just not really power fishing and not really finesse fishing. So
got a troll. I wish I need to make an admin. How do I don't know. I apologize to everybody. Let me see if I can figure out a way to do this from my computer here. Yeah, we got somebody being vulgar on the chat, being an ass. So let's go. So I'm gonna go like this. Boom. Goodbye, Mr. Travis Perkins. You are now banned. Alright, so moving on. Yeah. Alright. So I'm guessing that the bait you're using, I can't remember exactly what you called it, but it's basically a stick bait, right? Here.
Correct. This is a 6-stick.
Six stick. Okay, cool. And you said you're fishing it weightless?
I did fish a weightless for a little while, but most of my fish came with it was rigged on a 3/32 ounce wacky rig hook.
Okay, right on. What kind of like line were you using, or give an idea? Let us know what like the setup you're using to get that done.
All right, the weightless wacky rig I was throwing on a 7-foot medium spinning rod with an ardent reel and K9 fishing line. I don't know if you've heard of it. K9's kind of a local company that's starting out. They've got a really good product, but their line, I mean, it'll cast. I mean, I think you can cast a bare hook 50 yards with it. But anyways, that's what I used for the weightless. But with the
that K2 line, is it a fluorocarbon or is it a monofilament?
The K9 line is it's a copolymer.
Okay, copolymer. Right.
And the weighted wacky rig, I use the K9 braid with a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader. Just tie the leader on with a Albright knot.
Right on.
About, I don't know, 4 foot leader or something like that.
Right on. Is that your go-to? Is the Albright?
Yeah, for fluorocarbon to braid. Yeah, I like it.
Right on. Yeah, I've been using the FG personally, and so far so good. It takes a little while to perfect getting it tied,
Yeah.
But once
any of them I'm consuming.
Yeah, it's actually it's not. I mean, it's kind of a nuisance to tie it because you're supposed to keep some tension on your main line, and it can kind of be a pain to try to tie it on the water. But I mean, it's relatively quick. It's just kind of a nuisance, kind of getting it set up. But that's kind of my go-to. I haven't learned how to tie the Albright knot, but that's what most guys are tying. So it's probably one I need to figure out. Test the two of them. But yeah, with that, man. Any particular gear or equipment that you would feel played a major role in your win?
I use all pro rods. They're super sensitive, super strong. Got a good backbone to them. So when you're fishing any type of finesse technique, it's good to have some sort of rod that can really drive that hook home and really be sensitive. I know it's probably not the best sales pitch, but I tell people all the time that you can feel the fish fart on them. But they're great. They're a great rod. My kayak, it was. I've just fell in love with the Cuda HD ever since I started paddling it about 6 months ago, and as far as fishing on lakes, I really love it. The being able to have the rudder and plenty of storage, and
my kids in the background.
That's what they do. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, he'll get it later.
Having all that gear right there at your fingertips, I like the Jackson kayak setup.
Out of curiosity, man, I honestly don't know the difference, and I imagine there's probably a lot of people that don't either, or that feel in the same boat as me. What is the difference between the CUDA and the CUDA HD, if you don't mind giving us an explanation, if you will?
Yeah. No, the CUDA is a little bit narrower. There's a 12-foot and then a 14-foot. The CUDA HD is actually a 13-foot boat, and it's a little wider, so it's a lot more stable. Those are pretty much the major differences. The CUDA HD has rod tube protectors in the front that you can slip your rods into if you're in low-hanging limbs or something like that. I use them just to store my rods when I'm hauling the kayak. But yeah, that's the major differences. It's kind of an in-between kayak, in between the 12 and the 14. But like I said, it's wider, so it's much more stable to stand up in, and kind of gives you the best of both worlds.
Right on. I appreciate that. Cause now you're made me consider getting one. I'm not on Team Hobie, even though I'm wearing a Hobie hat, but I'm looking for a pretty good little, more of a nimble boat than the PA to possibly fish on some of our local rivers and stuff. To take it on our PAs. Just our rivers aren't very wide. They're basically what a lot of parts of the country may consider like a creek as far as its width, but they're deep. They're deep and they're kind of narrow. So taking the PA out there in some places, you may have 4 foot on either side to try to turn your PA around. Like, not going to happen. So, and then it does get pretty skinny in some places too. So, PA's not. Got to find me a more nimble rig.
Yeah.
You may have potential. Well, 13's really not that much shorter. Is it actually 13, or is it considered a 13? Like it's like 12. 12.
No, it's about 13.
On the nose.
Pretty close, within an inch or two.
Right on. All right. So, so you're saying the gear that played a major role was you're saying your rods and your kayak, right? Anything else?
Sunglasses. It was bright that day. Goodness, it was bright and sunny. But
were you able to see your fish up shallow, or?
No, I couldn't see him. I was back. I was trying to stay as far back as I could, and I'd cast up under stuff, try and skip it up under stuff, and just trying to get it as far back in the shade as I could get it. Let it fall, and then most of the time they'd if there was a fish right there, they would hammer it before it hit the bottom. So.
Yeah, I was sorry. I got sidetracked with reading questions.
Are you good?
Comments. All right. So, if you got any questions for Mr. Flowers, now is the time to start asking them before we, start wrapping it up. Dustin Luttrell, as far back as I can see on questions, is do the Trapper Trebles exist? Yeah, man, they do exist. They aren't available to the public yet, but they will be available, I believe, just after ICAST. So I'm on the pro staff with Trapper Tackle, and I don't have any troubles. Pretty much the only guys are basically the head honchos that have them, and maybe a select few of the national pro staff. Some of the bigger guys have a few, and they're still doing a little bit of like product testing and but I've seen a lot of pictures of them, and the guys who've been using them are raving about them. But yeah, I'm excited. I like to get them out and put them on pretty much the one bait I really want to get him on is my damn whopper plopper, because I had that 8-pounder that came off last week. I felt her load the rod just enough to know she was there, and that she got a little sticky, but it wasn't enough. And then I had, I think I had another like 4-pounder shake it too. So I want to get some Trapper Troubles on my whopper plopper. So and believe me, when they're available to me, I'm ordering some. But with that, next question is Noah Stevens says, "Is there a good topwater bite?" I'm hoping he's referring to you. You said, is there a topwater bite out there?
Yes, right now the topwater bite's pretty good early in the morning, late in the evenings, like the first couple hours and the last couple hours of daylight. The topwater bite's been pretty good on pre's.
Kind of the typical early to midsummer kind of topwater bite.
Yeah, they're definitely post spawn patterns. They're on Maiden Lake points in the shade.
once the sun has been up for like 2 or 3 hours, it just shuts off, kind of thing.
Well, not really, not for me anyways. On Saturday, I caught them all day. On up into the day, they got a little deeper, but
well, the topwater bite, anyways. Topwater bite.
Oh, yeah, topwater bites just early and late.
Yeah. Let's see. Noah says, "What types of rods or reels you're using?" And you said All Pro, and then
All Pro rods and
Ardent
and Fluger reels.
Ardent and Fluger. Hold on. And Brandon asked what kayak you fish out of, and it's a Cuda HD.
Yes.
And Clyde asked what lures you in, and you said it's the 6-stick by Power Team Lures, correct?
Correct.
Power Team Lures. Travis Perkins is a pervert, but he's banned now, so we're out of here. That's a good question. Brandon Keene asks, he says, "Are you still finding spawning fish?"
I have not found any spawning fish in the last week or so. 2 weeks probably.
So you're not saying it's impossible, you just personally haven't seen them.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but I haven't seen them.
Okay, fair enough. Good question.
Yeah.
Clyde Ikes, he's asking, what fish finder are you using, man?
I've got a Lowrance Elite 7 Ti.
Elite 7 Ti. That's one with total scan, correct?
Yes, it's got total scan. It's just a good size for kayak. It's big enough you can actually use the touchscreen, but then it's also small enough that it doesn't drain your battery in 5 hours. So you can use it all day, and it's got all the features you need. And the touchscreen works really good, even if your hands are wet. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's always a plus. I was actually kind of curious about that myself. Because our hands tend to get a little more wet because we're closer to the water than a guy in a bathtub.
I will say that if you try to use it out of the water, the touchscreen does not work as well. For some reason, if the transducer is in the water, I guess it's grounded better, or the system is grounded better. So
interesting.
The touchscreen works a whole lot better then. I tried to use it in my house to set it up, and I had a pretty bad problem with the touchscreen not working. But then I just reached down and grabbed the transducer with my hand, and it started working.
Huh.
So
that's interesting.
Fun.
Yeah. Right on. What else we got? Good question. Terry Ann Hooper says, "Where is Caney Fork Outdoors?"
Caney Fork Outdoors is in. They've actually got 2 locations. One's in Donaldson Shopping Plaza in Donaldson, Tennessee, here in Nashville, and then they have another one in Silver Point, Tennessee, that's right on Center Hill Lake. A lot of people's heard of Center Hill Lake. It's a pretty popular lake around here. They sell all kinds of the major brands as far as Jackson and Hobie and Old Town. New Canoe, they picked up New Canoe. They've got a huge selection for them. And then all the accessories that you'd ever need. They great people, great family-owned business, family-run business. If you're in the market for any kind of, they sell a ton of Jackson kayaks, and so they have really good prices on a lot of things like that. So
yeah, I know they're definitely one of the partner outfitters for Jackson, and for example, largely due to the fact that I know River Bassin does a lot with them, or has done a lot with them. They pretty much hold a River Bassin event pretty much every year.
Correct.
Maybe even more than one. Sometimes, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right on. Hello, Mr. Mike Melrose, one of my former supervisors. Says hello, Mr. Michael Melrose. Clyde Ike says, so you mount it with the arm or through your hole?
I use the arm on the CUDA HD. The Yak Attack arm, the long one, not the short.
It's better to be a little long.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit. You got to get it below the bottom. It gives you a little bit more flexibility on where you can mount it to.
Right.
So.
Noah Stevens, good knowledge on TI. That's what he says. How many anglers fish the tourney? I believe the number was 49, is what I counted on Tourney X. So 49 anglers, and Jim topped the field. Power to you, Jim. Come on, guys. I know you guys got questions out there.
I gotta give a shout out is when you're talking about topping the field. There's a young guy around here. His name's Garrison Goodwin.
I saw the video with him. Yeah,
dude, he is a youth fishing machine. He has beat, I'd say, 75% of the adults in every tournament this year. If he would have fished we have a youth division and an adult division. If he would have fished the adult division on Saturday, he would have got third place.
Right on.
He's a fishing stud, man.
Yeah, looks like he's probably gonna be stepping up his game here for the next few events, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many?
He's won every youth event this year.
Out of curiosity, how many youth do you guys have you guys signed up?
We usually have anywhere from 4 to 8.
Right on. Well, get signed up, boy. Join the adult side. Put a whooping on him.
He needs to. He
double down. Double down. Get more money. Noah Stevens says, "Kid is a beast." Yeah.
Kid is.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Kenny Ford just picked him up as a team member.
All right, on man. Congratulations to him. That's always cool. Bug right here. It's gonna drive me nuts. All right. So keep on asking the questions. I'm gonna get through these last few questions, and then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up the evening. It's a rather quick and short one, but is what it is. So next question, man. If you haven't qualified for the KBF National Championship, and you do you plan on fishing it?
I will. If I qualify, I will fish it.
Right on. Fair enough. And with the W, your odds are much greater, I imagine. We got fish. You guys, if you got, it's what your top 10% qualify. I'm pretty sure it's what it is for most KBF partners.
Yeah,
the top 10.
I believe that's great.
Yeah. So, and then if you don't make the top 10%, you cross your fingers and hope some of those other guys in that top 10% did. So that way it trickles down, and you get one of the, you get seeded in through those guys already being qualified. That's kind of what I'm hoping for if I don't manage to make the top 10% out here. But we shall see. My fingers
crossed.
You want
to trip all the way to Kentucky Lake?
I've got three buddies that are qualified so far. So we've got out here in California. We got Well, shoot, I think I'm more than that. I'm going to forget somebody. I've got 3 guys, the first guys that I know that off the top of my head. But I know we've got Matthew Brannon, who was pretty much a shoe-in. Michael Lavoie, who actually won a spot in the KBF One Night Stand. And then my buddy Abel Patino, he won our KBF Trail event out here. Who else qualified? I think Matt Guthrie qualified as well. We got a half dozen guys that have already qualified, and the likelihood of a couple of those guys at least making the top 10% are pretty high in our local group, and then we'll have trickle down spots from there, and then with the fact that those guys. Some of those guys have already qualified. My plan is to fish the next two one night stand events, and hopefully I can do pretty well in those. And if I can do well, maybe I can get one of the California spots that will be given away there. I actually don't think it's by state. I think it's by the top X amount of anglers there too. But whatever. But I'm looking forward to that. And if I qualify, sure as heck I'm going to do my best to get out there. We do have a KBF Open out here in the West in Arizona for those who are watching out here from across the U.S. Next year, I'm not that sure what the date is. I think they already have it set, but there's going to be a KBF Open on Lake Havasu. So Lake Havasu is a pretty gnarly little lake down in Arizona. It's on the Arizona-California border. So. Yeah, if you're interested in coming out for a KBF Open, do it. Get a couple buddies together and carpool. Rent a big old trailer and load up into a van or extended cab pickup. Make the haul.
I think a guy from California last year flew here and then rented a kayak.
Yeah, that was Michael Lavoie. Yeah, he did. He rented one. I believe he may have got it from.
He rented it from Candy Fork Outdoors.
He did, yeah. Michael Lavoie. He was our Angler of the Year last year, and he flew out there. Matthew Brannon drove out there with his wife Amanda, and he's actually from I believe North Carolina. I apologize, man, if you're watching and I get that wrong, but yeah, he's got family out there, so they drove out there, visited with his family and her family because that's where she's from as well. And then they were there for like a couple days, and then they drove down to Kentucky Lake to fish. And then on the second day, he was in third place for the day, top 5 for the day. The first day he didn't do very good, but the second day he figured him out, and he jumped all the way up into I think he was in 25th and 27th. 25th on the open side, and 27th at national championship side. So he's
the second day was much better weather the second day than it was the first day.
Yeah, typical tournament, right?
Yeah.
Or it's good the first day and then horrible the next day.
Or good week before.
Yeah, the week before. Yeah, hey man, I win, dude. I win pre-fish all the time. All the time I win pre-fish. But it doesn't count when it doesn't count, right?
Oh.
Right on. Let's see. All right. Sound is in and out. Oh, I apologize, John. I don't know what the deal is. My internet connection's looking good. So maybe it's you. I sure hope it's you. No offense, because I don't need more technical problems with this stupid thing. All right. So. All right, what other events do you plan to fish this year, man? Any major events?
Just I want to finish the KBF trail. I wasn't able to make it to the KBF trail event that we had here. Like I said, I'm going to try and make a couple of the Central Tennessee Kayak Anglers tournaments. And hopefully what my goal is to make the state championship. So I'd like to fish that this year.
That'd be cool. How many boats do you guys anticipate that pulling?
For the state,
Yeah.
it's the top. I don't want to lie.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's an estimate, man.
6-ish, 7-ish.
Oh,
The top 6 or 7 in every club, plus the big bass.
okay.
So I think they send maybe 8 anglers from every club in Tennessee, and then they have the state championship at one of the lakes here in Tennessee. Last year it was at Pickwick, and then this year it's at Center Hill.
Right on.
So
How many clubs do you guys have out there in Tennessee?
1, 2, 3, 4. I believe 5.
Right on. So about 30 boats. Oh no, you said 6 plus the big fish, so that's a potential of 7. 7 times 5 is 35.
Should be somewhere around 35, 40 boats.
Yeah, right on. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah. We pretty much only have 2 organizations, 2 kayak bass organizations here in California. We have Yak Bass and California Kayak Bass Fishing, CKBF, and that's primarily down in, granted it's all of California, but they have a pretty small group down in SoCal. Richard Penny's trying to get the SoCal scene going pretty good. This Northern California, we've got it going pretty good here, and we're growing on the daily. As I imagine you guys are out there too. It's blowing up.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about us. Any sponsors you want to plug or thank, man?
Got to thank Caney Fork Outdoors. They go above and beyond to make sure that their customers are taken care of, that I'm taken care of, and they're just good people to deal with, good family owned, local for us. I mean, they sell kayaks all over the place, but it's cool to do business with a local company. Power Team Lures, they make a great product. If you hadn't tried them, you need to try them out. And All Pro Rods, man. All Pro Rods they're good, strong, sensitive rods. Southern Woods and Waters with Hugh McNaughton. It's a local television hunting fishing show. They do all kinds of advertising and stuff like that, but just blessed to be around good people.
That makes a big difference, man. Definitely having a great support network makes things happen for sure. Right on. Let's see what else. See if we got any more questions here. No, doesn't look like it. All right. So where can our viewers follow you, man? If they want to keep up with Mr. Jim Flowers, what's the best way to get in contact or keep up with your excursions?
Either the Facebook or KBFTN. Either way, they can just kind of follow it through KBFTN. Be the easiest way. They post the results of all the tournaments, and Craig and Jeremy, they do a great job running great events, and they do a really good job keeping everybody up to date and posted with what's going on.
Right on. Sounds good. No Instagram, no YouTube, huh? Or not yet?
No, not yet. No, not yet.
Right on, man. Well, there you have it. Get on there. Give Mr. Jim Flowers a friend request on Facebook, and go join KBFTN and keep up with what he's doing. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know what? Actually, hear me do this before we get going too far. Draw the winner from last week. Last week's shares. Let's see if I got it. Okay, cool. It's gonna be kind of goofy because I would bring it up and screen share, but this is what David does. So I pre-recorded it. So if you guys can see this, okay? Can you see it? I'm gonna push the button. Can we do it? All right, there we go. You may or may not be able to hear the sound. Probably not. Whoa, look at that. The winner, Mr. Abel Patino, won himself some trapper hooks, man. Give me your info, Abel, and I'll send it over to Trapper along with the other guys that have won. I believe I've got enough now, so we should be able to get them sent off the Trapper, and they should send you guys a couple packs of Trapper hooks each. Remember, if you'd like an opportunity to win Trapper hooks next week, share this stream thank and next week we'll do the giveaway for the shares on this particular stream. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Jim Flowers, for coming on here and talking about your win. And I apologize for the tardiness. I apologize for my funny background. I apologize about it all. I'm going to go buy me a router here as soon as my wife gets home. And I believe she might never be home. She already home? Okay, so I'm going to go buy me a router like here in the next 15 minutes because I'm tired of this. I don't have to do this anymore. All right, so thank you for everybody tuning in. Thank you, Jim, for coming on. And we will see you guys next week. All right, love, peace, and chicken grease. I'm not gonna do it. All right, love, peace, chicken grease. Is it going?